everybody, welcome back to the homestead. My name is Emily. It is in the evening after dinner today. I have not been able to get in the garden for many days, partially because I was out of state for the weekend and running a lot of errands and whatnot. Basically, life has just gotten in the way of this garden right now. And honestly, I would rather just go to bed early tonight, but part of me also just really wants to plant something in the garden. I'm tired, but I'm at least going to get a few of these in. I'm definitely not going to plant all these tomatoes tonight because there's probably more than I actually even need to put in my garden. But I have this row cleared out of weeds for the most part. There's a few that have started coming back up. But I'm going to put some Romas in this first section here that doesn't have a trellis because they don't really need a trellis. I'll put some tomato cages on those. And then down there where the trellis is, I'll put some of my indeterminate tomatoes. Now, 4 rows over, I have this row. This is a future day project. Maybe I'll get to it tomorrow. That will also get tomatoes, but as you can see, I have not touched it, haven't weeded a thing. And then over here, I had garlic and onions here last year. The garlic's at the end of this row. Maybe I'll put tomatoes there, maybe I'll put peppers there, I'm not sure. But I've weeded this multiple times. I even rototilled it to begin with. And there's still grass coming up, so I might put some weed fabric down on that one. And depending on how ambitious I am, maybe I'll take this trellis down and put weed fabric and then put the trellis back up. We'll see. That decision is not being made today. So let's just get some tomatoes planted. So it has been a really rough few days, and I really think that planting a few things in the garden, it'll help me feel like I accomplished something worthwhile. And it'll just help me feel better, just garden therapy. So that is why I am out here, despite being tired, just to get a few things in the ground and get this garden going a little bit better. I definitely feel a little bit better. Still tired, obviously. Maybe more tired. But mood-wise, I'm glad that I went ahead and did this because I'm so excited now. I have tomatoes in the ground, and I will have tomatoes one day sooner than if I waited till tomorrow. So let's take a look at what I've got planted here. I started out with the Roma type tomatoes, but I've got San Marzanos up until about here. No, here. So that many of those. And then the rest of this section are Roma tomatoes. Then I've got my indeterminates. I've got a tomato, cherry tomato, pineapple tomato, Aunt Ruby's German green, big pink, black Russian, great white, blueberry cherry tomato, and this one is a mystery tomato. I believe it was in the blueberry cherry tomato packet. It came up somewhere in one of the containers that I planted the tomatoes in, and I know that it's not whatever variety it was because it is a potato leaf variety. So the leaves look quite different, say from this blueberry one. So I did not plant any potato leaf varieties this year, so this is definitely a mystery. For this trellis here, I just went ahead and grabbed one of each variety that I was growing. I had room for one more, and so I grabbed the mystery tomato for down here. I have a lot more tomatoes. I started, a couple extra seeds of each variety, and of course, most of them germinated, so I ended up with more tomato plants than I needed when I separated them out, and so we'll see what gets planted and what doesn't. But I wanted to start with at least one of each kind, and I'm really curious to find out what that potato leaf variety is. I realized while I was planting these, I did not start any big red slicers. I've got other big slicers over there. The pineapple and the great white, those are going to be big sliceable tomatoes, great for tomato sandwiches. But no red ones. I have seeds for red ones of various kinds, but I didn't start any this year. Oh well, maybe I can trade somebody. But I guess I'm just not gonna grow any red slicers this year. That's fine. I'm really excited about the ones that I do have growing, and hopefully they'll do really well this year now that they're protected from the deer. So I will get to harvest the tomatoes and not the deer. That is the goal. They also look better than they did last year when I put them in the ground, so I'm hoping that half of them won't die this time, because some of them are really pathetic last year, and most of them are looking really good this year. Of course, I felt that way about the brassicas, and now I just don't even like looking at them. They make me so sad. I'm hoping that they will turn a corner and start doing fantastic like the puny ones I planted last year did. But only time will tell, and I better get these watered in before I head in for the night. Thank you for coming along with me for this little mood boosting planting session, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.